Thanks for tuning in to the Loyal Family LF Podcast. You can find us on Instagram at Loyal Family LF Podcast. You can also check us out at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Spreaker.com, Deezer, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, and also iHeartRadio. Like, subscribe, share, also download. All you got to do is click Loyal Family LF Podcast. Welcome to the Loyal Family LF Podcast, where we the most illest, most realest podcast alive. I'm your host, J Him LF, and I'm with my co-host.
Yo, it's your boy Black Barry LF, a.k.a. Black Barry the Chef, a.k.a. Mr. Barry, a.k.a. everything you want to call me. I'm that. Holla at me.
Yo, what's up, man? We got a special guest. Want to introduce yourself?
What's good, people? It's your boy Sky. Well, I don't know if I'm y'all boy, but it's Sky from Team Skyward.
All right, that's what's up. Yo, what we smoking on today?
Today I got some Bantamals and I got some White Runts.
You know, we had to get that White Runch. You know, that's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I got my new little spinach drink that I'm drinking today. Put couple of little spices and herbs. I'm trying to do my fresh herbs thing, trying to do this vegetarian thing for now. So I put almond milk, some moringa. Is they say it's like the best tree in the world with like the most nutrients. What else I put in here? Spinach, ginger, and a little bit of honey to give it a little bit of sweetness.
Oh, okay. So you on your little health joint right now?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like the best I ever felt in my life. Know what I mean? So I'm trying to keep it up. All right, so me and my brother Sky, we met each other at a restaurant that we worked at. And I know most people when you meet coworkers and people that you call friends at work, you say, "Oh, that's a friend from work." But with me and Sky was something more than that. We hung out, we chilled, we chat, like we talked about men things, like things that we wanted to do, things we wanted to achieve. I remember like one day we used to meet at this restaurant over in Amboy, and we used to get some wings. And we just sit there, get some wings, have a couple of drinks, and chop it up. And I remember I told him, I was like, "Yo, I'm going to start a podcast." He was like, I think he was the first person I told this because I was thinking about it on the way there. And I was like, "Yo, I'm going to start a podcast." And he was like, "Yo, that'll be dope. Just let me know what you need." And then ever since then, it's been nothing but love. Whenever I needed anything, I hit him up. If I'm like, "Yo, I need this. What happens if I need to go on this website? What I got to download to do this?" He's there for me. And I want to thank my brother Sky for that. Let's clap it up for Sky.
All right.
Word, that's what's up.
Appreciate it.
So, first thing I want to talk about, Sky, because we both have a big interest in music and hip-hop. I want to ask you, who as a music artist or even a mogul or somebody like a person that you looked up, he might not even be like famous, somebody that you know that put you in on the game, who like inspires you to want to be where you are right now?
I think like the first person I guess I wanted to be like was probably Andre Harrell, rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace, Andre Harrell.
Remember like when he's like started Uptown MCA and like he had a team. It was like Heavy D, Father MC, Mary J. I'm missing somebody, but it like he had a squad. Like it was like, and it was all black artists.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and like to me that was like the first time I saw like a black label. And I ain't know, you know, if I wanted to be like a label head or something, but like I knew I wanted to be involved in music in some way, shape, or form. So he was probably like the first, I guess besides when you little and trying to perform and think you could rap or sing, but like first serious person that I looked at, and I'm like, yo, like who is this Andre Harrell dude? So,
man.
yeah.
All right, that's dope, definitely. So like me and Jay, the last episode, we asked who was like our top 5 favorite rappers.
Okay.
My favorite rapper, like this is like your own personal favorite
Okay.
of like whatever you was going through and shit like that. Mine was Jay, Big, Old Dirty Bastard, Beanie Siegel, and who was the last person?
I forgot.
Who was the last person?
Was it Old Dirty Bastard? Or you said
I said Old Dirty Bastard. And I think it was Nas. It may have been Nas.
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
might be wrong. But who would your top 5 be?
Like Dead or Alive? Or...
Oh, no.
Dead or Alive,
It was
period.
Kendrick Lamar. That's who it was.
Yeah,
Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, period.
All right. Like Jay, my favorite. Like I just think he, like to me, when you talk about rap, you should talk about him and you should talk about everybody else in something else. And we could argue about skills and this, but like he just next level to me. And to watch him come from me listening to him on like a Bad Boy mixtape, a cassette. So yeah, I'm an old head, people. And I remember Puff was like, yo, this is my favorite joint right now, Jay-Z. I'm out for presidents to represent me. So that automatically made you listen to the song. And then once I heard it, I'm just like, I ain't never heard nobody talk about this stuff that way.
Yeah.
You know, like, so, and then to watch him come from that to just, you know, he nice, but, you know, he never gonna be the, and then to basically control the game. Like, it's
Yeah,
just
that's
like,
crazy.
give it up. Crazy. So, Big, I remember seeing Big perform at Madison Square Garden, probably was 94. Budweiser Superfest. So y'all probably heard the freestyle too.
Yeah.
7
Yeah.
Mac 11s about.
Oh, you was there for that.
Yeah.
Respect.
So there. So I'm gonna give you the scenario, and I ain't got a story for every rapper, just these two. I just give you the
Nah,
other
it's all
three.
good. Those all good. Actually, those are our favorite too. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
So I'm there with my girl at the time, and let me see, it was like Guy was part of it, Dougie Fresh, who else? SWV. It's a bunch of cats. So
The classic lineup.
yeah, right. So Big Daddy Kane ended it, and that was towards like the end of like his shit. So a lot of people was over him.
Yeah.
So I hear people like, how they gonna have Big Daddy Kane ending it
Oh,
and
you
whatever,
talking
whatever,
shit.
talking shit. I was just like, yo, remember those words? Whatever. So he did his thing. I mean, killed it, like raw, all that. They dancing. I'm like, you got it. But this the part I want to tell y'all about. So at the end, he was like, I got a little surprise for y'all. So he called out Shaheem, Fat Joe, Positive K, Pac, Big. I think that was it. So Pac started off, you know, and everybody know him. This with all Juice was out, you know.
Yeah, when Pac was lit.
Like, you know, so even in the garden, they going berserk. Like, you know, well, put your fingers up. So he do his thing. And nobody knew who Big was. Like, where I was, and we was like in like the 9th row. Like, we up front. And they like, who that dude? I'm like, yo, that's the Notorious B.I.G. partying bullshit. So, you know, that's off the Who's the Man soundtrack. So who the fuck listened to that? So and he got up there, murdered it, yo. So, you know, from then, I just watched him, you know, grow and become Big Papa and all that, man. But, like, you know, to me, even though it was a movie and it wasn't him, just the part, the part in the studio when they came back in after like everybody was asleep and niggas was partying, they thought he ain't do shit, and he just like, oh, you just been here bullshit, yo, kick the jump, and it was all the tree. I'm like, son, like that shit gave me goosebumps, and it's like actor, you know, and you don't heard that song a million times, but just to see it come from that, yo, just Big was just he was just something ill, man, and you know, just fucked up about that. But I'll say after B.I.G. and Hove, T.I., like I love that. I got T.I. story.
It's all good, man.
Oh, definitely. I definitely want to hear
These is dope, man. These are dope stories.
And look, all I'm telling you, I ain't got to come on my family shit and put on for nobody. You know what I'm saying? So this shit is 100% the truth, all right?
Definitely.
So I was down in Belzoni, Mississippi. It's probably like, I want to say 2000 maybe 2001. So, you know, don't kill me on the year. And I was staying with some peoples down there, some family, and then a chick I met. You know how we do. We get down to South, you want to lay up with some country chick, whatever. The usual. So, you know, after, you know, a little bit, you know, you get too famous down there. And, you know, it's time to go. Like, you know, you got motherfuckers walking up on you, hey, what's up? Not beef, but too many people know you.
It's like,
and
everybody know everybody.
And you ain't been enough places. So it's like, nah, it's time for me to head back across the Mason-Dixon. You know? Well, or at least out of these motherfucking sticks. So I'm on the Greyhound. So I remember I get on, and you know, you get on a bus or whatever, and everybody just looking at you and shit. So I'm like, let me just slip into one of these seats real quick and shit. Everybody staring. So we had like a rest stop maybe 10 minutes later. So we get out. I'm hyping the black and shit. You know, getting ready to smoke. And this little light-skinned nigga come walking over to me and was like, yo, damn, homie, you know, you dipped off before we could, you know, wave you to the back. So I was like, all right, when I get back on, you know, I'll jump back there with y'all or whatever. So we immediately start talking, and he gave me a tape to listen to. It was like, I just want to know what you think, man. He was just like, you know, I'm like, yo, shit's hot. And at the time, I didn't know, but I'm listening to like all that shit off. I'm serious and shit. And he just kept telling me, like, just remember T.I., like my name Tip. But, you know, the record label didn't want it mixed up with Q-Tip from A Tribe Called Quest. So just remember T.I., man. And so we chilling. Oh, it get better. So we chilling. So I got a little bit of smoke, you know. And when I say a little bit, a couple of ounces. And I wasn't even down in Mississippi doing no type of drugs or whatever.
Exactly.
I just got some cheap shit while I was down there. I was taking back because I needed something to smoke. Like, so, you know, this wasn't no drug story transporting or whatever. So, just to be clear. So, you know, so I rolled up, and I'm like, damn, I wonder if we go in the bathroom, would this shit be straight? And it ain't like it is now. Like, soon they smell smoke, they pull the shit over, whatever. So we got the little joint open. I got the cologne. We spraying. Had the whole back of the bus high. So, going back and forth. So, then we get to, like, Birmingham. Yo, me and this nigga walked around for probably about an hour and a half doing like a 2-hour rest stop, just getting high, just talking.
That's
man.
That's deep.
Hey, yo, like cool ass dude. You know, I don't like ran into him, and I remember he was just like, you look familiar. And I was like, if I told you a story, you would laugh. He's like, I got some time, and I told him, yo, Skill, oh shit, yo.
Yeah.
You don't forget no shit like that, man, because, you know, like, he there now or whatever and shit. So, you know, to me, he can't do no wrong. So I know he out there tripping and, you know, saying dumb shit, but he can't do no wrong with me or whatever. So, and then the aforementioned Big Daddy Kane, he definitely on my list. And that fifth one, it fluctuates a little bit, so I'm gonna do some Thai type shit. I Run from Run DMC.
Okay.
CL Smooth, and the last one might surprise y'all by Ice Cube.
Nah, I'm a big fan.
Nah, I
of
like Cube. I
So-
love Cube.
So yeah, that's my
respect,
top
though.
five.
That's a
Word,
deep
that's
top
what's
five.
up.
Word.
Definitely. I wouldn't you're a little bit older than me, so you got like a little older
Yeah.
Because that's also goes in the I be telling everybody that want to debate the Jordan versus LeBron thing. I'm
Yeah.
like, you got to also remember, before Jordan, there was people saying that nobody was going to ever be better than Dr. J.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, like,
That's real.
it varies upon, like, the years that you live. Know what I mean?
Yeah, hold on. I got a question. So the night you seen the freestyle with Big and Pac, you said they called the other names. Did they rap?
All right, Shaheem rap, Positive K rap, and they cut the lights off on Fat Joe, so he had put his arm around Fat Joe and was like, I want to big up Fat Joe.
Oh, okay.
At the time, Fat Joe had out, like, money is the key to success.
Yeah, early Fat
that
Joe.
shit, yeah.
Yeah, I asked because we only hear the Biggie and Pac joint. I wanted to
Yeah.
know, like,
Yeah.
nah, I mean, what they was kicking. You
Yeah,
feel me? But,
and Shaheem, like,
Yeah, the rugged child,
he went
yeah.
in. Like, he went in.
I know that's just dope, even just witnessing that.
yeah.
Yo, like, like, when I hear it and it's some hip-hop heads around, I just
Yeah.
be like, not for nothing, but, me and my ex-girl was there.
Yeah, that's
And,
crazy.
what? I'm like, yo, Budweiser Superfest, man. Like, we was there.
Ain't gonna lie, that's a legendary moment. You feel me?
Right,
Because
so-
freestyle still legendary.
Yeah.
Word. And I like Shaheem too. I used to look up to Shaheem too, because
Yeah.
he's the only little young nigga doing it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Running around rapping with the older niggas. I've always respected that little nigga, man. Word. Shout out to Shaheem.
All right, so Sky, what made you want to start your music group?
Well, what's crazy is my music journey started off as like a writer and a manager. And I remember, once again, I'm telling my age, but I used to book shows at this club called Sweetwater's. Like if you asked your mom about it, was always on WBLS. So like I said, tell her age a little bit. But I used to write for this artist, Kamisha Mason, and another cat that I went to high school with. So back then, like, you could get booked, you could even make a little money, but it was like no internet, you know what I'm saying? So it was all about who was there, who you could meet. Like I even had made a submission to Electra Records and even got a response, like we could tell you worked hard on your material, but we not ready to offer you a deal at this time. I don't know, then you dabble, you try to see where you could fit in. And then for real, I didn't really like get on the path that I'm on now until I was in this small town in Virginia named Lynchburg. And I remember, and this, I know you're talking about music, but I'm gonna just tell it, like, it's got some layers to it. So I'm fresh off my grandmother's funeral, and I'm finding out that, like, she was helping voters down in Mississippi vote from the time she was 19 to the time she died. Like, the governor sent, like, the lieutenant governor to speak at her funeral, Republican in Mississippi, and they talking about her all glowingly and shit. So when I got back to Virginia, I wanted to keep doing something to honor her. So I remember I went to Court Street Baptist Church, and I had just told them a story about her and how that inspired me to want to register voters. And then, like, the next day, I got a call from, like, the Virginia Democratic Party offering me a job to work on the John Kerry campaign. So when you see those pictures with me and Obama and shit, like, that was during that campaign. He wasn't even president yet or whatever.
So that was like when he was our senator.
Well, he was running for U.S. Senator.
Oh, okay.
The picture, he was speaking at a John Kerry event, like, campaigning for John Kerry.
Yo, this is a lot of history in this conversation, man. This is dope.
So, oh, and I tell you, when I met him, he was like, "What's your name?" I was like, "Skylyn Hagins." And he was like, "Skylyn Hagins." He's like, "All right, I expect some great things from you." So yeah, Barry, it took me a minute, but I'm on that path, my G. So, got back to Virginia and started working my contacts and started this label called VSOP, V and Sky Outstanding Productions. So we gathered a lot of local rappers and singers and was really making some noise. But you get a bunch of artists who really never did anything and you give them something and the people around them, is the ones in their ear, then you got people thinking they should be first, like their album should be next and all this kind of stuff. So that blew up. And then from there, man, my name was, it rang enough bells that I always kept some artists that wanted to fuck with me or whatever. So to not drag it on or whatever, the whole Skyward and all that stuff came from wanting to be a team player and wanting to like, you didn't care if your name was on the shit, but you treated it as your own. And when you helped other teams win, you shared the victories. But when the losses came, you wore it by yourself. So if I was going to do that, I was going to do that for my shit. So Team Skyward was pretty much fuck everybody else at first. And then, the people I was managing was yo, after I'm finished with my situation over here, I'll get on your label. But in the meantime, yo, talent, go do your thing. So I pulled Willie G. I known him since he was in high school. He auditioned in my living room, as part of a group. And that's, how big the name and it was that. My girl at the time, she had kids in school, and they little boyfriends and shit wanted to sign to me and shit. So that was crazy. That's how he came over. Yeah. He was like, "Yo, what's up with your pops?" They they ain't my dad. That's my mom's boyfriend. But who Sky? I tell him, and I was like, all right, let the little niggas come over. So it's 3 of them, but he was the one, even at that time, who stuck out. He was, that little nigga would be nice. And we just always had a connection, even when we wasn't officially working with each other. And then maybe back, maybe 2013 or 14, maybe. I saw him talking about how nobody had his back and all this, and I hit him, you don't want nobody to have your back. Well, I ain't want to be, asking for no handouts. You family, and well, if you count this, a half a million, streams later, here we are, that was just with that artist or whatever. So. I know I'm all over the place because there's so many layers to it, but I guess, man, just I guess maybe since 2014, what I'm doing now, the Team Skyward, it was like I said, it was just a movement, and then I got this label situation where Orchard Sony, I don't fuck with them no more, but. At the time I did or whatever, and I just was working it, man, and just grinding,
That's what's up. What happened with the with Sony with the
man, when you, this is my thing, man. I don't expect nobody to do nothing for me, my team, or whatever.
Yeah.
and to have distribution through them was cool. It was prestigious, you know. Mad people fucked with you, like, yo, you fucking with the Orchard. But when you getting paid off of our hard work and you not doing anything, the money gotta be right when it's time to pay out.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. So, you know, it ain't no lawsuits, whatever. We just learned a lesson, and now we moving on, and now it's media famous. That's our distribution now, you know. And shout out to Domingo Padilla, and y'all might not know him by name, but y'all know some of the people he produced for. Remember that song "Success" by Fat Joe?
Yeah.
Produced by Domingo Padilla.
Oh, okay.
So,
you're a
you know,
producer.
yeah, big,
Okay,
you
shout
know,
out to him.
you know, came in under the Juice Crew, and Marley
Okay,
Marl. So,
Queens.
yeah, so he got a distribution situation, and you know, I've been fucking with him. That's how I kind of find out that they wasn't paying me right. I dropped another project with him, you know, and both projects did about the same numbers.
And you
know,
got different checks.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you know,
Mhm.
it's
Well,
all
that's the
good.
crazy thing about these labels, man. I think like we signed these labels, we thinking, oh, we about to make some things happen, and then you see some funny business going on.
See, the thing is, man, I ain't need them for nothing.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm just
Oh,
talking about
oh,
in
yeah,
general,
yeah. Oh,
like,
okay.
people, they, you know what I mean? They get ready to work with these labels, and they realize you better off without them
Yup.
sometimes. Wow.
But like, thing is, like, I ain't even mind them getting paid. Just pay us.
I want to eat too.
You know, like, you can get your cut. Like, just make sure we get ours.
Yeah.
And all of it, not part of it. You know, so that was, you know, but once again, man, like, I don't have nothing, like, ill to say about them or whatever, because we had a good relationship, and when we wasn't doing no numbers, they didn't drop us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just keeping it a buck. Like when we was doing, you know, 10,000 streams on a song, which if anybody know, like, that maybe be $20. You understand what I'm saying? Ain't no money. So when we wasn't doing shit, like, they still rode with me and rode with us. So, you know, like, all relationships ain't just, you know, boom, but it just ended on a bad note. So just saying fuck them might have not been, like, totally fair to them.
Yeah.
But, you know, but where we at now is, you know, Skyward, you know, the Skyward Music Group, and we distributed by Media Famous.
Okay, that's what's up.
All right, so who are your artists?
All right, everything complicated, but let's start here. The people I manage, but don't have distribution with me, is Raz Rashid. He's probably like, that's my longest running client. I've been involved in his career since like '03. Other management clients, I have Brian Cotton out of the Twin Cities in Minnesota, Thad Williams, and he's out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Hefty Legend, he's out of Gastonia, North Carolina. D Wild, out of Tampa, Florida. Even More Game is available on all your streaming platforms by D Wild, by the way. Gotta get that in there.
Well, go stream that.
Yes. Then those that are signed to, like, my label are Willie G. He got that Pain Therapy, 250,000 streams, and that's since July. So, you know, these people putting up these year wrapped up numbers. We only been working since July, the end of July.
Let's give him a round of applause for that. Come on, man. Definitely.
So, and see, everybody listening, man, like, coming from Barry, this shit real, because, like he said, we used to talk. Like, we talked about life. Um, but guess what? White folks, we didn't talk about life like it owed us anything.
Say
We
that again. Hold on. Say that again.
we ain't talk about life like it owed us anything. You know, we talked about taking where we were at and getting to where we wanted to be. And the only people that were responsible for that was the two people that was having that conversation.
Yeah.
Um, you know, like, so I guess like I guess what I was saying is like I remember just talking to you about like the web series, like the radio show, and everything was like a side gig because we was working so much. Like we was who they depended on at the job. And listen, and I hope y'all listening. Because of that, I wasn't putting as much time into my passion as I was for that check. So sometimes chasing that money will fuck you up. You know what I'm saying? But it you saw when it was to the point of just trying to get people to listen to people, like yo man, I'm telling you, if you hear this Rise Rashid, yo, you gonna fuck with it or whatever, and now to just have people clamoring to the music is like it's surreal. Like even for you to be like family, and for you to hit me up and tell me you putting people in Brooklyn on to my artist out of Dillon, South Carolina, like that.
She's my favorite artist of all time. She's up there with like Erica Badu and Jill Scott. Like for real.
What's
for
her
real.
name?
Near Dreams.
Near Dreams.
I got the sweetest hangover, and I don't wanna be over. Yo,
That's my
I
fault.
love her.
So and a quick story about her, man. I remember talking to my group Culture Freedom. Yeah, and I ain't even name everybody either, man. That's crazy. Near Dreams, Willie G, Culture Freedom. Missing somebody. I always leave somebody out, but it's all good. I love y'all still. Cause you want to know why it's hard to remember everybody, because I don't have people signed to me like artists. I partner with people, so my artists feel like they bosses, like, and we discuss like their shit, and they feel like in the partnership they're the performing part of it, and the business part of it. Like you do your part, I do mine, but like they don't work for me. I don't pay them. Like the money come in and we break bread. You know what I'm saying? So that's why like you see how they how loyal they are because of that. But quick Near Dream story. Culture Freedom was like, yo, I'm gonna sing you the song for the Shark Tank, for my radio show. I'm like, all right. So I'm up early smoking and shit. So I'm like, fuck it, let's play the song. Let me listen to the song. And it was Another Lifetime. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this? So I let my wife listen to it early in the morning and shit. Because I know if she didn't, if she like it that early and I woke her up, then she love it. Because she just said, turn the shit off, leave me alone. So she's like, I like her. So I hit her up and was like, yo, what's good? Let's do this. If you ain't signing nobody. She was like, man, them songs was on my phone.
On her phone?
She's like, sir. I was like, well, don't call me sir. She's like, well, Sky, those was on my phone. So now, if you about to email me a contract, like, unless it's some funny business in it, we got a deal. And I'm like, ain't no funny business, 50, 50-50 split. You keep, your masters. I just want to be a profit partner with you, and I'll put all my resources behind, your project. And I ain't gonna charge you for that. Like, I thought, to me, labels was whack to me to say, hey, you are so talented that I want to put this money behind you, but then they label it as an advance.
Yeah, because they want their money back.
I'm feeling like if she's bringing a talent that I want to invest in, then I'm going to invest in it, and then when we profit, we split the profit.
That's the way you're supposed to do
So,
it. It's like it's like if a person invests in a company or something like that.
Yeah.
Like they're not doing the work. They investing in the people that they put in charge to hire the people that's gonna do all the work.
mhm. So,
So we talking about Naya Dreams. I had went down to North Carolina to see some family, and I'm in the car smoking because I ain't wanna. There was kids around, so I'm smoking by myself, and I'm just blasting it. And my brother-in-law came over and was like, "Yo, what is this you listening to?" So I put him on, and then the next day he put his sister on, and then their cousin. Everybody was just down in North Carolina listening to that song. I mean, to the whole album, "Diary of a '90s Kid." Dope album. Like that's my favorite album of the year.
Oh, go download. It came out this year.
Yeah.
yeah, it dropped,
Okay.
I think July 25th.
Okay. Go
Yeah.
get that.
What streaming platforms are they on?
Everything, like everything, Apple Music, Spotify, what else you got? Amazon, Deezer, Napster.
Napster still popping?
Yeah.
Oh, we about to get on Napster, y'all.
Yo, indie artists, Napster pay like a little bit less than Tidal, and they actually pay. I love you, Jay, but I'll never tell my people to get shit off Tidal because you don't send out that check, homie. I ain't mad either, bro. I get it, man, but I'm like, damn.
You want to eat too, man.
Yeah, that's all, whole shit,
Let us,
me.
let us eat. Hove, let us eat, Hove.
Let's eat, me. So yeah, but nah, Napster, like, it ain't as big. Of course they don't have a lot of as many subscribers, and most of them are overseas. But the payouts are crazy. So like sometimes I just run a Napster playlist because it's just like that's just free money.
Speaking of the overseas, shout out to whoever you are that watch us in Russia and in Denmark. Shout out to y'all.
Appreciate y'all.
Oh yeah, send some vodka, nigga.
Word. Definitely. So what are your upcoming projects for some of your artists or your partners that you work with?
All right, we got a lot going on, so let me make sure I get everything out. All right, Raz Rashid just dropped Slow Wine, and that's featuring Carl Kent. So that's a little up-tempo track, and that's off of him just dropping 2-Minute Warning, featuring Chris Clemens of the Houston Rockets. So we pushing those two records right now, and Chris Clemens get better. He tore his ACL, so we out for the season, but he'll be back, bigger and better. Trust me. Nia Dreams just finished a new single that's gonna be on her next project called "Closed Doors." Phew, crazy.
I'm gonna get the exclusive. I'm going to the crib and I'm gonna hear it before all y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all about it.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. All day. So Willie G got a new single out called King Kong, and then he got a follow-up to that called Fired Up. I said D Wild, Even More Game is out right now. I got a album out called Grand Theft Audio Palmetto Blues, and it's featuring a bunch of artists out of South Carolina. So it's like that Cali shit. Like I ain't rapping on it,
Yeah, it's like a
but
mixtape.
it's my shit.
Or like you pick the beats and all that stuff.
Well, I pretty much executive produced it, arranged it, all that
Okay.
kind of stuff. So that's out right now. Like 35,000 streams in like 6 weeks. So we ain't mad at that.
Word.
Then I mean, I got some upcoming projects with an artist named Handles out of Virginia. Whew. Oh my God, like dude is so dope, and it was so humbling when he came to me and was like he wanted to get down. Like that it took me like 2 weeks to answer him because I was like I just don't want to mess up what you already got going on.
Yeah.
Like, you know. But so I'm excited about. He got an album out right now called H1. So I'm helping him. I'm gonna be one of the executive producers on H2, and that's been real humbling too. Is people been hitting me up just to like have me put my hand on their shit. Like, yo, I'm gonna send it over. You know, I just want your feedback. Let me know. You know, the mix is right. Anything. You know, should I take songs off of it? It's crazy, man. So they're like that. People value your musical ear like that. Like even like artists that I'm not signed to me, but just want my name to be on their shit or whatever. So that's been dope as well.
Oh, that's dope. Word.
All right. So, are there any artists like that you want to work with, or any artists that you want to work with? Like either big name, small name, anybody.
I want to work with a lot of people, man. Like I'm one of them people. I'm not scared to say like I'm a fan, and I'm not scared to be a fan. You know, a lot of times with us, and I'm talking about us black people. When somebody say they got something going on, instead of us like supporting it from a customer, we always want to figure out how we can get in or be a part of it or whatever. You know, like you ain't gonna tell me when y'all told some of y'all people y'all had a podcast, they was like, yo, let me come over there and chill. Like, like just want to come and sit and smoke and be around. Like, ain't saying like, yo, I'm a cameraman. You know,
like bringing something to the table.
My man. So for me, I guess I would definitely want a whole verse. I want a J. Cole verse. I want to like executive produce and do A&R for like a Jasmine Sullivan project. I love her. Like,
I bust the windows out your car.
even
yo, that album was dope.
Even
though.
with all her baggage, yo, I got you, boo. It was his fault. He brought that out of you.
See, that's my only problem with like Jasmine Sullivan, man. They be killing the dudes, you know.
But I'm saying she had I Need You Bad. See, that's a dad.
Yo, that was dope.
Yeah.
That whole and she had lion, tigers, and bears on that.
She
shit.
ain't had too many of them. It was more like motherfucker coming at niggas all day.
Facto.
Keisha Cole, you know.
You right.
They make you not want to be a man.
But if I had to like narrow it down, besides them, I don't know, man, because like for real, and this might sound a little cocky, but like just like my artists found their groove, because you know sometimes you putting out music and you know it ain't totally it, you know, but like I say, man, for like the last 7 months, I probably listen to like 10% industry music, just because like what we putting out and what some of the people around me are putting out is just the stuff that I want to listen to or whatever. But with that being said, I want to work with 3-6. I fucks with I fucks with Pat. I fucks with Project Pat hard.
Mm-hmm.
So I love to like you know, figure out how like him and Willie G could get on a track together. You know, I think that'd be crazy.
That'll be dope.
You know, a lot of people, man. Like I ain't scared to say I'm a fan. You know what I'm saying? Like if I hear something, you know, and I like it, like I'm probably gonna know the words after a while, and I ain't embarrassed. Like I ain't too cool, you know, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So
Definitely.
Everybody know I want to smoke a blunt with Snoop. Definitely. That like I want to smoke. I don't know if I want to smoke with Wiz, because Wiz, I was watching some interview and he was talking about how he be smoking I could do all kind of riffs from bongs. I'm like, oh, it was the Mike Tyson interview, and I was looking like, nah, that nigga get me too high. I don't know if I can handle that.
Can't handle the whole weight.
Snoop looked like he wouldn't put too much pressure on the nigga. You just be like, oh, you good, cuz?
You know who I want to get smoked with? Lawrence O'Donnell from MSNBC. Avid weed smoker, bro. One night, this is probably about 4 or 5 years ago. I don't know what was going on, but we was just up tweeting, and we got to talking about weed, and dude like retweeted it and was like, yo, when you ever in the city, you know, maybe we need to get up. Like, dude's cool as shit. So I'm like, yo, I gotta get big enough where, you know, he want to be around me and we can get high.
Yeah, shout out to New Jersey. They just passed the legislative law.
Word.
Hopefully they hurry up and get this in place, because we need it out here.
Yeah.
I got a question for you.
What's good, bro?
So, since we on the topic of marijuana, like, what's one of your favorite strains, like you love to smoke?
For real, yo. If I could get, and people listen to this gonna be like, that nigga, oh. But I ain't gonna lie. If I could get, okay, let's put it this way. Out of today's strains or whatever, it's probably wedding cake and sour diesel.
Okay.
But if I could have my choice of whatever, I would take some real traditional hydro and some real purple haze.
Do they even make real hydro? Do they make hydro anymore?
Like, that shit was back in high school.
That's what I'm saying. And you can't
purple
get
haze. Like they say it's purple haze, but it don't.
It's not.
Don't be that pool days. You should get back days. Just go uptown.
It ain't it, bro.
Even the sour diesel ain't the same sour diesel.
In Amsterdam. Nah, it ain't the same at all. But the weed is different now because some is higher, and what we used to think was high is like now lower.
Yeah, block work.
Yeah, so it's crazy. Well, that's what's up. So where we could find like some of your artists' music at, like where we could go if people want to check it out.
All right, word. Well, we just opened up a website, skywardmusicgroup.com. So
say it one more time for them.
Skyward. So like instead of upward, skyward, skywardmusicgroup.com. You can find you know, information about Nia Dreams, Raj Rashid, Culture Freedom, and Willie G. I haven't got the other clients up there yet. You also can find information in regards to billboards on 42nd and not 42nd, excuse me, 45th and Broadway, right over the U.S. Polo Association building. I place advertisement on I place affordable and effective advertisement on that billboard for any independent artists, small businesses, big businesses, you know. So that, you know, you can find all the information there. Just fill out the form that's on the website and hit me up. But you also can find that music on a couple of radio shows that I do. I host a radio show called The Playlist, Mondays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, on an app called Spreaker. So that's like speaker with a R. And also the Shark Tank, which is Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I showcase nothing but dope, fire, independent artists from all over the world. So those are probably like the two main places that you can find find my artists or clients or what have you. Social media, you can follow me on IG, Team Skyward, INC _ um, on Twitter, Hagins Skylyn, so it's my real name just spelled backwards. And on Facebook, Skylyn.Hagins. And let's talk business. I'm here, man. I'm always open, always ready to partner. Just bring something, to the table, or then you're a customer, and then come with
so
the
any
bag.
of you upcoming artists, you know what I mean, y'all need some work, y'all want to put some work in, holla at my boy Sky, you know what I mean, he's going to do the best he could to help you out, you know what I mean, whatever direction you trying to go.
If I gotta just add real quick, man, like it's people out there that's like looking for artists, and they like when I decide to work with somebody, like I really believe like they can become profitable. Like it ain't always about like being famous and like having facial credit is what they call it or whatever. I just want somebody to be profitable and be able to say they make money off their music, real money off their music. And they know every time they drop, like, they're going to be all right. And in between that, their music will be able to take them places to make money in between releases. So, like, we work for results over here. So, if I'm interested in you, then I think you could be the shit.
Word. We want to give a shout out to our sponsors. I'm Different and It's Okay by Stephanie_Kia. You can find her on Instagram and click the link in the bio.
You also can find our sponsors at frontlinemillionaires.com, where you get your Frontline Millionaires gear at www.frontlinemillionaires.shop.
All right, everybody. Peace. Y'all have a blessed and wonderful day, night, whatever time you watching this. Y'all be blessed.
Peace.
Peace.
Thanks for tuning in to the Loyal Family LF Podcast. You can find us on Instagram at Loyal Family LF Podcast. You can also check us out at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Spreaker.com, Deezer, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, and also iHeartRadio. Like, subscribe, share, also download. All you got to do is click Loyal Family LF Podcast.